Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this short broadcast. Yes, so I want us to talk about something real quick. All right, something that we as teachers are mandated professionally to do, and something that I've come to realize that most of us have not experienced it, so we are not able to do it, even though it is professionally required of us to do so. When I came to the US in 2019, I had a lot of culture shock. I had a lot of, 180, 360-degree turns about the view or how teaching is viewed out here. It is not as I was used to, because what I was used to since I was a kid was far different from what I came to meet or what is being practiced here. Even though, with the hindsight that I have, even though we all know that that is the professional standard we all have to, or every teacher had to adhere to, it wasn't so in our part of the world. We all know and we all accept that it is a responsibility of every teacher to create a safe space. To create a safe space for students to thrive. And what do we mean by safe space? A lot of you will have all kind of thoughts or ideas about a safe space. And this is one of the questions that you could easily be asked when you are being interviewed for a teacher position in America or in Europe or in this part of the world. They will definitely ask you, how will you create a safe space, or how do you create a safe space for your students? As a professional teacher, you should be able to answer this question without asking further, please, what is safe space? Or what do you mean by safe space? No, you cannot go asking your interview panel what safe space is. You're supposed to know. And most teachers think it is all about making sure that every student is safe in your class so that nobody is hurt. No one is having an injury, so that all the chairs and tables are well put together so that nobody falls or trips over the table. That is just one aspect of it. And with time, the counselor, the psychologist, they've told us what safe space, or we've been able to educate ourselves. In fact, in educational psychology, they will teach you about safe space. Yes, I was taught in Winneba. But you see, until I got to a place that it is being practiced properly, I did not know that that was what they were talking about as at the time. Because we were all in school, we were all just going for lectures. They talk about all these educational things, we learn it, we do the assignments, we pass, and it's done. But in reality, what they were talking about must be practiced. You understand? And yesterday I saw on the Informed Teachers platform talking about classroom rules. All right. And I added my voice a little bit to it. It is your responsibility as a teacher. One of the things you can do to create a safe space for your students is to what? Have classroom rules. Implement a classroom rules. And the only thing I added to that post was that create these rules or implement these classroom rules with your students. And I put emphasis on with. Growing up in Africa, or in Africa currently, most teachers will just come and they will dump or impose the rules on you as a teacher, as a student, sorry. So teachers come and said, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. No talking. Nobody should talk. Nobody should do this. Shut up. That is our rule. Or we bring the rules as if this is coming from the God and you must obey whether you like it or not. But in this part of the world, I've come to realize, and I've appreciated it more, that it makes it easier to actually check Mm? If you create these rules or you implement these rules with your students. Is that okay? If you implement these rules with your students, it makes it much easier for you to punish those who go against it. So we all sit down and say, okay, no cursing in the classroom. No using or smoking in the classroom. No eating in the classroom. So even you as a teacher, because in America, in the US, in the UK, your classroom is your office. You eat, you do everything in your classroom. Even though we have a teacher's lounge where you can go there, what we call teachers, how do you call it, common room, right? But you can go there and heat your food, but you are also allowed to have fridge in your classroom, have microwave in your classroom. Yes, in most school districts, they allow that. You can have it as you want. Hey, Kofi, thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate it so much. And whoever sent the other stars, I didn't see. Thank you so much. You are allowed to have fridge, small fridge. You are allowed to have your microwave. You are allowed to have whatever you need in your classroom. All right? It is allowed. It is not against the rules. But some schools will tell you, well, we don't want you to have that. So your classroom is your office. Now, if you set a rule that no eating in the classroom and you start eating, these students will come after you. They'll say, Mr. Oh, you said no eating in this classroom. Come on. No one is supposed to be eating. Come on, go to the teacher's lounge. You know? Then, because they become or they serve as a check for you and for the other students. So each and every one is policing each other. So you are policing them, they are policing themselves. And say, Mr. Oh, look at Kofi. Look at Kofi. He's eating the class. Look at Seth. Seth is eating the classroom. Why? You know? Then it's like somebody will say, hey, Seth, you cannot eat in the classroom. Come on, put it away. And it becomes nice. You set the rules with them. You agree with them that this is what and this is how we are going to implement this. Yes, there is school-wide acceptable behaviors and rules. Those we call non-negotiables. All right? Non-negotiables. It means it cannot be negotiated. You cannot wear short skirts. You cannot wear a dress that is above your knee. You cannot come to school with crop top. You cannot come to school with this. These are rules that are established in the school. So that one, the child cannot, do anything about it. You can also say that you must sit in your assigned seats. You must sit in your assigned seat. These are all ways of creating safe space. So one of them is what? Creating the classroom rules. All right? Creating a sitting chart. A sitting chart for your students. That is also part of creating a safe space. And we have all the ones you can add. But one of them that I want to emphasize on or talk about this morning is using or the usage of words. Yes. The kind of things we say to students. Kofi, yes, that is social contract. That becomes a social contract between you and the students. Very, very, very well. All right? Now, words, as we all know it, it's something that are powerful. All right? Oh, sorry. Words are powerful. Very, very powerful. They are not idle. And those of us who are Christians, we know it that words, every word that you speak has a power behind it. You understand? When you declare things, they become reality. Words carry weight. They carry power. They are spirits. In our local parlance, we say words are spirit. Is that not it? And the good Bible will tell us what? There is power of life and death in the tongue. So whatever you say has a lot of power behind it. Look, as a teacher, as a professional teacher, or in a job that you deal with humans, your words must be carefully chosen. All right? You know, these psychologists will tell you, oh, whatever you perceive with your mind, you can do it. But you see, perceiving with your mind is one thing. And confessing with your tongue is another thing. The tongue actually activates what your mind has actually conceived, you know? Yeah. Your tongue will actually what? Activate what your mind has conceived in a long time. So, as a parent, I always try to speak good words over my daughter. I said, listen, you'll be great. You'll make it in life. You will lend to nations. You will feed nations. Nations will come and borrow from you. They will bow at the words that you speak. These are powerful words that you need to confess on them. But you see, over time, you realize that most teachers in these classrooms never experienced anybody speaking good words to them. Yes, they never experienced it. They never experienced anybody telling them that they can make it. No one empathized with them. So we grew up with this bitterness and anger in us. And in most part of the world, when I was growing up, the words teachers speak to us were all words that were degrading. To use words. You are foolish. You are stupid. You are that. You cannot amount to anything. Your head is literally, they'll say your head is dead. You are dumb. You are that. You are every day. The bitterness in them, the anger in them, the low salary they are taking makes them so angry that they speak words that should not be, they shouldn't be telling us. Yeah, the same way, some of them even go beyond the words and start what? Knocking our heads, beating us anyhow. A teacher will just use a hand to hit your back, bang. And it could affect your spinal cord easily. Tag, thank you so much. Michael says, Prof, my math teacher back in PTC days. Oh, really? Oh, Michael Akuba. Yeah, I remember this name. Wow. That is beautiful. Yeah, those days I was teaching in PWTC. And you see, those who went to training college learn some of these things. That you cannot speak to students anyhow. Creating a safe space goes beyond just the classroom rules, goes beyond just making sure that students are physically safe in your class, but beyond the physical safety, students must also find safety psychologically, emotionally. They must be safe in your class. And the kind of words we use as professionals. When I came here, I was looking at so many things, and I asked myself, so are our teachers or our colleagues back home professional? Were we practicing the professional things that we were supposed to know, or the standards that we sign up to? Were we actually practicing it with the kind of things we say to students, with the kind of way we treat our students? As for you, I don't even know your parents are even smart, and I'm saying these things and I'm polishing them. But all of you know very well the kind of words some of these teachers used on us. Look at his head. Look at his head like coconut. Even recently, an MP, a member of parliament, a former member of parliament, used those words on the youth. I say, all the youth, your head is like coconut. You see, the bitterness, the pride in them does not even allow them to grow out of it. So this guy went even to the highest level as a member of parliament and still was uttering these words to the constituents, to the youth, telling them our heads are like coconuts. You understand? And fortunately, those youth whose heads were coconuts now decided that we will not vote for you because after all, our heads are like coconuts. So we don't see the point in voting for you. So they voted him out. Next time, you will go and tell them that their heads are like coconut. And that is what most of us have done. In fact, most of us killed the careers of some of our students. Most of us destroyed emotionally some of our students. In fact, most of us are broken emotionally now based on what some teachers told us. Most of us have psychological breakdowns based on what teachers told us when we were in school. Some of you could not do well in mathematics because of the things the math teacher told you. Some of you couldn't perform well in English because of how your English teacher insulted you and made you feel like you are good for nothing in that classroom. So creating a safe space, you can do that also with your words as a teacher. And I want to entreat all of us, encourage all of us, that these are professional standards we sign up to. It is part of our training. So why do we get the classroom and we forget it? And I know that there are so many factors that contributed to that. But if you can also begin, start treating them well. Put your anger aside. Look, there are days that you wake up, you don't want to go to school. Yes, I'm talking about America. I don't want to go to school. There are days that you are going to school and your heart is palpitating because you are like, hey, this student is going to come at the third period again. This student, and you are scared. How am I going to handle this student? And you don't want to also antagonize them so much that they will go the other route. You know, here, most of them, they want to settle their beef with, that thing. Back home in Africa, we settle our beef with words, right? We insult each other, we talk, and it ends there. But here, no, let's talk. Action. So you as a teacher, you don't also want to antagonize that child. You don't want to provoke that child to the level where he or she will resort to using other means to settle the score with you. There are days you don't want to enter that class. So as much as possible, you ought to develop that professional way of handling your students. Recently, we were in a training. Yesterday, we even went for another training. So this week alone, I've been in 2 trainings. And it happens every week. Every week. We do go for trainings that are still emphasizing on our professional standards. And all these trainings, 1 hour each, goes to emphasize that the use of empathy. So this week it's boiled down. It was mainly on empathy. How can a teacher empathize with students? You got to understand that student. You got to know what that student is going through. You need to put yourself in the shoe of that student. So if I am the one sitting in that chair and my teacher is doing this and saying these things, how will I feel? That is the only way you can connect. That is the only way you can easily create that safe space for that student to talk. So there are students that can be in your class, they will not talk for no matter what you do, no matter the tactics you use, no matter the skills, no matter how you say it, no matter the kind of fun you try to create, they will never open their mouth. And I believe as a teacher, you have experienced students like that. When I was in school, we had students like that. They will never talk. When one particular teacher comes, they will never talk. Until recently, before you understand that, so these things were not happening. And these things were part of every professional standard that they sign up to, they sworn to adhere to. But they were not doing it. So as soon as that teacher comes, there is fear. Some aura fills the room. Everybody is scared. Most of our students back home, if I say back home, I'm talking about Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Africa, they keep quiet, they obey us, not because they have to or they want to. Sometimes they are just scared of us. It's just the matter of fear. Creating a safe space, you must create a classroom environment that is devoid of fear. That opens up and gives everyone the opportunity to talk and voice out their feelings. So that if you are teaching and you don't understand, the student should be able to tell you, Mr. O, I don't get it. It can tell you straight away. What don't you get? Oh, I don't get everything. I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about. I cannot connect. If such a student tells a teacher this thing back in Africa, all hell will break loose. What do you mean? What do you mean the whole show? Why? What are you doing? Why? Look at this, your big head. You don't understand anything. This your coconut head. You cannot comprehend anything. What they will talk, and to that day, you become the topic. In fact, the insult will extend to your parents and to your generations. Why? Because that teacher is angry. The salary has not been paid. In fact, the salary has been paid, but the salary cannot even go home. It cannot get anywhere. So many other factors. In fact, that teacher himself or herself has never had anyone spoken to him or her nicely. Yeah, they don't tell him nice words. If they are married, the spouse has not even told him, I love you before. So he cannot even understand why he should be able to extend the same thing to you. You understand? But you, no matter what, no matter who said what to you at home, no matter what the society, no matter what the government is doing, it is your responsibility as a teacher to make sure that you create that safe space for that student using your words. Not just saying that, oh, my classroom is secured, we lock the door. And you see, in America, once you enter the class, once every student is in your class, every door must be locked. Yes, it's a safety protocol. It's a standard. You have your key. Every door must be locked. A student only goes out by your permission. Every door must be locked. So locking the door alone doesn't create that safe space. Within that locked door, within that four walls, whilst teaching and learning is going on, how safe does that student feel? So this is just one aspect. And I want to encourage you, no matter where you are, it may be in a village, nobody is watching what you are doing. But trust me, use your words to create safe space for your student. Look, these students should feel comfortable coming to you. In the training yesterday, they showed a video where a student said, listen, I am who I am today because of this one teacher. He created this safe space for everybody. So people can go to his classroom. We talk, and everything we talk about stays in there. And that is what I did when I was in North Carolina. Listen, every student wants to come to my class. When they are doing the, how do you call it? The schedules. You know, here it is like the university. The high school is just like a university. It is course by course. You have your class as a teacher. The students come to you. So they will be given course outlines. So first period, you go to Mr. O. Second period, you go to your English. Third period, you go here. Right? Now, every student will go to, almost all the students, they will go to their counselors. Oh, Miss Parker, I want to go to Mr. O's class. Then some of them will email me. So what I thought is happening in your class that every student wants to come to your class. Because if they are transitioning from, let's say, I was handling Math 3 and Math 4 at that time. And if they were, I even had Math 2. So if they were transitioning from Math 1, which is the 9th grade math, and they are coming to the 10th grade, which is like second year in high school, some of them come to me, some of them go to other teachers, right? But they will always insist that they want to come to my class. Why? Because after some few years, after a year or two, I understood this thing. So I created that safe space for all my students. Yes. Look, those who know me, they know that I am not a pro-LGBT person, right? I am not pro-alphabet person. That was way before I came to America. When I was in University of Education, Winneba, we had a pressure group, Gavians. Those of you who know the pressure group. Gavians was a group that I was part of. And we abhorred that behavior within the school system. No. Unless we don't hear it, we will come and pawn you. We will come and carry you and go and pawn you. Yeah, we'll do it. You understand? We will come and pawn you. But when I came to America, oh, my. Even your assistant principal is one. Your head of department is one. Some of your colleagues are all part of the alphabet community. So how? So now I have to unlearn that concept or that mindset and try to understand. Now come to read around and say, listen, these people, first of all, they are humans. So see the person as a human being, treat them as a human being, and deal with them as humans. Don't deal with them based on whatever they want to be known by, you know? I have students who start in my class. This boy, he's a boy, basically, but he wants to be called a girl. Now, when he's going to the wee-wee, to the bathroom, to the restroom. Then some of the students will follow and say, Mr. I want to see where he will go. Oh my goodness. It was fun. But you see, I learned to appreciate them, look at them from a different perspective, from a different lens, unlike before. So having that background, oh, come on. They all feel so comfortable. I will not encourage you to do anything that is against the school rules. Nope. Nope. But in my class, you can talk freely. You can open up. You can say royals. You can say whatever you need to say, and it is within the class. It doesn't go beyond the classroom, because you know what? Over time, they have realized that when they speak to other teachers, before the week ends, their issue is all over the place. But some of them told me, said, all right, I'm sorry, the internet tripped. So some were opening up about very delicate things to me. Okay? Some open up about very delicate things, very deep stuff, that on a normal day, it would have been all over the school. The teachers would have been gossiping about it. Do you know these students like that? Do you know these students like that? But you see, when they speak, when they come to you and they speak in confidence, they come to you, they speak in confidence, right? To you. They have that, believe that it stays in the class and that's it. Some of them, they just want to talk. Trust me, guys. Some of them just want to talk. Some of them are not interested in any other thing than just to talk, to let somebody hear them. So you should be able to have an understanding of how these things work, so you can create that safe space. So because of that, everyone, and you know, these students, they talk among themselves. Say, Mr. Oh, come on, man. He's a good man. He's a good man. Sometimes you will not hear the accent, but he's good. He's good. You just pay attention, take your time, and he's patient with us, and he doesn't yell at us. And you see, it was things that I was using to do what? To cover me my track. Because I understood the job at the point that it is not by effort, it is strategy. Teaching in America, I've always said it, is what? All by strategy. It is not effort. It is not the shouting. It is not the trying to make yourself or your presence felt. It is about using strategies that are effective, that will make your life easy. You see, and I understood that thing so early that it helped me create that safe space, create that thing, because so long as the students feel safe around me, my job is done. At that point, we go beyond just the physical talk. We branch into talking or using non-verbal cues. You understand? So that I should be able to look at that student, look at him for like 2 seconds or 3 seconds in a stern face, and that student should understand that this is what Mr. O wants. I should be able to blink my eye or just look away, and that student should understand what I meant. You understand? So that is what you need to do as a teacher. Create a safe space for your students. It is not just about the physical safety. It's about the emotional safety, psychological safety, that girl or that boy or that student knows that when I walk to your classroom and I walk out, I feel good. A parent will call you. I don't know what you are doing in that class. Whatever you are doing, it is working. Keep doing it, because my daughter doesn't come home happy ever. But since she got to your class, she comes home talking about math every day, because she has never talked about math like the way she is doing now. And I'm like, thank you, Mom, but I'm doing nothing. Seriously, I'm doing nothing. I'm only saving my butt. I do nothing. You know, if I say I do nothing, I don't do anything special, but I only follow some simple strategies. Put it in place. You are done. All right. So those of you who are coming, those of you who are desiring to come, these are some of the things you should know. And I've always said, Tag, once you will bear me witness. I told him, look, Tag, start practicing the thing back home. Stop calling students by, bad words. Stop calling them by the shape of their heads. Stop insulting them. Stop calling them by hey, ha. No. Call them by their names. Address them according to the offense or whatever they have done. Don't insult them. Stop insulting students. If you start practicing this thing, it becomes part of you. When you come here, it's a normal thing. It becomes normal for you to practice. If you don't, and you are still in the 1844 archaic way of doing things, when you come to these economies or these places, it will sound strange. It will be a big blow to you. Like, you will be confused because you cannot insult any student here. You cannot call them by any name. In fact, you see the head big and shaped like a Picasso, but you cannot say it. It stays in there. That student even needs more loving, needs more appreciation than any other student that feels or you think is normal. Yes. Or else you can lose your job. Trust me, you can lose your job based on that. Right? You can lose your job easily. Based on that, you can lose your job. Whatever you say to students, your words that you speak to some of these students can cause you to lose your job. If you are not aware, I'm just reminding you. So the words you speak are very, very, very important. Tag, thank you so much. And I thank you that you took some of the... Look, Tag, if you want to make your life easy in America, as I always told you, it is more of strategy than effort. It is not about the effort. It is not about the effort you put. It is not about coming there, hey, shut up, I'm Tagwanti. I am the teacher for it. No. It's not about that. It is more of how you connect with these kids. Use good words. Hey, Kaden, you look good today. You smell good today. What's up? What are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing Tom Ford. Wow, Tom Ford is about $4,000. Man, you got money. Then you are engaging them. Look, that student may be smelling. That student will be stinking. But you appreciating the fact that, hey, man, come on. What are you wearing? What soap did you use? What shampoo did you use? Man, that thing smells good. Yes, trust me. Listen, sometimes we have to uplift their spirit before we can even put that mathematics there. That sometimes they walk to your class. It is not about the math you are teaching. No. It is not about the algebra or the calculus you want them to learn. Some students walk to your class because they know that they will hear something good. They will hear a positive word. Some of them just come to my class, Mr. Oh, come on, man, tell me something. I have an exam. I said, listen, you ace that exam, right? You make it. God bless you. That is all they want to hear. Some of them will come to me and say, oh, I have an interview tomorrow with McDonald's or with Walmart. Man, I'm scared, man. I don't know what to do, man. Then I said, hey, don't be scared. You pass that interview and you get a job. Go there and get a job and start making some cash. They just want to hear good words. They just want you to speak into their life. Speak nice things to them. The words you use on them makes a lot of impact. You understand? That is all. That is all they want to hear. They don't want you to tell them about the bad state in which they are already. No. Empathy, it is part of our professional standard. And as teachers, we must start practicing it if you are not doing that already. Please. I will encourage you and I will entreat you. It is part of the professional standard and it is enforced here more than anywhere else. But if you are desiring to come, even if you are not desiring to travel outside your home country, please, I will encourage you to start practicing it. The things, look, most of you, as I said before, have become the way you are because of the words some teachers spoke to you. Some of them, you hate math because of something a math teacher told you. Some of you hate English because of what an English teacher said. Hey, stop speaking that, that English. Where do you get that English from? Me was, is. No, stop speaking. And because they discouraged you, you shut up. You stop speaking at all. You just don't want to talk. It is only few of us who use the negative energy to create a positive thing. I am a math teacher today. I love math today because of the negatives I heard from a teacher. Yes, I'm telling you. Those of you who went to Kufuru and said, Mr. Asma. Mr. Asma can make you feel that you are the worst math person in the world. But trust me, we became best of friends. Oh, yes, we became best of friends in Kufuru Tech. I love that man too. At a point, I hated him. But after some time, I'm like, why do I even hate this guy? Why don't you use the negative energy to create something positive? So, I stopped learning every other thing. Social studies, I wasn't learning it. I wasn't learning anything. For a whole term, everything was math. If I wake up, math. I had all the math. Every question I was doing was math. Because I wanted to get off his hook. So that when he comes to class, he will not have the energy or the audacity to say bad things to me. That you are dumb, your head is dead, blah, blah, blah. No. I wanted to avoid that. So I use the negative energy and I turn it into something good. And today I love math more than anything. You understand? It is only few students who can do that. Some of my colleagues, because of that, they just shut down. They did not like the class. They did not like the subject. Even today, if you mention math, they say, no. That man made me hated math, man. I hate math because of that man. If a student in future can say that I hated English because of you, I hated social studies because of you, then you are not a professional person. All right? My time is fast spent. I'm going to end it here. We will interact again. All right? But let's continue creating safe spaces for our students as professionals as we are. In fact, even as a CEO, as you own your own company, create a safe space for your workers. That way, you can get the best out of them. Even in your own home, create a safe space for your students, for your children. Let your children should be able to come to you and tell you, mommy, this and this and oh, daddy, when I went, this boy was asking me this. When I went, this girl, they should be. But if they don't have that safe space, they'll start hiding things from you. Oh yeah, they will not tell you. So sometimes they will say, this boy was a very good boy. Oh, he doesn't even steal in the house. Why is he stealing today? No. He had a problem. He's a kleptomania. But he couldn't tell you. He couldn't open up because you did not create that safe space for that child to talk. You were only yelling. Hey, shut up. That is all you were doing. It was more of autocratic system in the house. And he goes to school, autocratic system. Some of them leave home because mommy and daddy are fighting. So they come to the school. They come to your class. They want to hear something good. Something positive. Oh yeah, and these students, trust me, most American students will open up. My dad is in jail. I don't care about him. His ass is there. His bum is there. Mr. Oh, come on. He had opportunity. He messed up. And I said, what did he do? He was on drugs. Come on. Who does that? And they use these words. And they speak freely about it. So such a student already is traumatized. And you see, in their trauma, they try to cover it with the attitudes and whatever is in school. But deep down, there's a void. And sometimes it is only your words that can help them. So, even if you don't have this background, and you have these students before you all the time, try to let them leave your presence feeling okay. You may not achieve 100%, but at least 80% of the time, make sure they leave your presence. Hearing the words are spirit, as I said. You speak it, it will go into the atmosphere. They will hear it, they will not take it. But in their sober moment, they will say, man, this is what Mr. O was talking about, man. Man, I gotta do this. And that is how you change them. They see me in the malls, they're happy. They see me everywhere, they're happy. They text, Mr. Oh, what's up? What is up? They go to the army. There is one, they have gone to the army and come back to my class. Yeah, because they said, look, Mr. Oh, I'm done. I just want to come and see you. I just want to say thank you. And we are still in contact today. Sometimes he goes through some deep moment and he said, Mr. Oh, pray for me, man. I need this, blah, blah, blah. And we talk. That is what you need to do. Create that safe space. From your home, to the school. But even if you did not have it, please, as a professional as you are, make sure you do the same for others. Do not keep the cycle going. Break the cycle of insults. Let us break the cycle of beatings, unnecessary beatings. Let us break the cycle of what? Telling these students every bad word that we can perceive in our minds. All right? I appreciate all of you, everyone who engaged with me. My internet was behaving some way, but thank you. You stayed, and I appreciate you. And I know this video has helped a lot of people. Share it. All right? Share it to your teacher groups. Share it to somebody that you know. Share it to a boss. Share it to a parent. Okay? Let it start from the home. When it starts from the home, we can all transcend and we send it to all the other places. And at the end of the day, love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can never do what we are talking about. All right? Thank you, and I'll see you in the next.